Hello, we are here for one more lesson of this AxisVM training course, and the topic for today will be the layer manager. Layers is a topic that who deals with this kind of application, CAD application, CAD software. It's a very common topic, I would say, in the big majority of the solutions. The purpose of layers is to organize and split information by levels. In AxisVM, it's not very different because the idea is to manage layers. But we can have this management done with internal AxisVM layers or from imported layers. And this import can be done from an ArchiCAD file which let you manage only one layer, or from DXF, and in DXF you can have multiple layers. So the rest is very simple. We have two functions to deal with these layers. We have this icon here, which open the layer manager, and we have another function here which is the addition of the background layers, and we can manage also things through this function. So we have one layer here that I will delete. Okay, I don't want this layer. So the idea is to manage first layers inside. So I can create a new layer, so I can call it whatever I want. And for example, I can say CAD1. I can assign it some properties, for example, colors, line styles, line weight, so we can have this management done. And we can have more layers, so it's independent. Okay, like this. And the idea now, it is with internal layers, we can have this management done. So we have these AxisVM layers, so we can turn one layer on, and then with this idea of active layer, we can create geometry, and this geometry will assume the characteristics or the properties of what is defined on the layer. And we can have this through this dialog box here, where the properties are read from the layer, or we can define specific properties for the moment. And this is the management that is done internally. Then we have also the possibility to import a file and to have layers from that file. I have a file that I've created in one other application. In this particular case, it's an IntelliCAD software. So I've created two very simple geometries, a square and a circle. So I will import. Okay, it should be done around here. I'm not sure where. Not sure if it is big or not. Anyway, if we open the layer manager, we can see that we have DXF layers, and we have a bunch of them from here down. And this layer manager allows us to recognize these layers that came also from the imported file. In here we can manage things, internal or external, it doesn't matter. Like this, we can turn this on off for visibility. We can lock this, and when locked, what happens is that the elements that belong to the specific layer cannot be edited. And I can have also this function that allow me to detect the layers, the objects of the layer, okay? Besides, we can change the properties and so on, and have this management done through the creation of new layers or delete empty layers if this is the case, okay? So this is a management that can be done easily also. So let me try to delete a couple of things. I would like to see where are the entities I've imported. I'm not sure if they are small or not, probably. Okay, they are very small, so they are around here. And also through this function here that allow me to make this addition, I have two very important functions also. The first one, which is the conversion of points of the shapes to AxisVM nodes. So in fact, with this we can create or we can convert what is imported to Axis entities. So clicking, saying all, and the points are converted. And the same for the shapes. So we can also select all the shapes or partially. And now, as you can see, they are recognized as elements, and we can start using them as if they were created native inside Axis. So this is, I would say, more or less easy, not very complex. This is something that is an auxiliary function of the work itself. Anyway, it is important to understand that this is not one of the main functions of the software, being Axis a calculation software. So the layers does not affect or does not change the properties of the calculations and of that part of the software. So it is really for management. I mentioned already that we are going to release also examples for some geometry, some calculations, and some management of information inside Axis. Probably they will appear only later after we finish all the lessons of the software. And for sure, when we start to release those videos, you will have also the opportunity to see a little better how to manage this layer topic. Meanwhile, if you need any kind of help with this topic of the layers, you can contact us and for sure we will give you all the necessary support.